Hey guys, all right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about balance. And this is something that was super important to me when I decided to actually sign on as a coach. So just to tell you real quick, I've been a coach since January of 2015. And when I decided to do this, my husband was actually working offshore for an oil drilling company. So his schedule was he was gone 3 weeks and then home 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks at a time, he would be offshore and I would be home alone with our son. And then he'd be home for 3 weeks. So balance is extremely important to me because I do work full time. And at the time, my son was in daycare, not yet in kindergarten. So understanding how to balance all of this was super, super important to me because I so often was a solo parent. So what I started doing was I identified my time that I was going to dedicate to my business. So generally we suggest that you spend 1 to 2 hours a day on your business. And we often talk about the power hour. And the power hour is when we make a lot of our contacts, do our follow-ups, work on our posts, have conversations, build relationships. So at least 1 hour a day needs to be focused on your business. So what I would generally do is I would do it in the morning before my son woke up so that I knew that it was done and out of the way. When I first started my business, I was very dedicated to getting up and doing it in the morning. As my business has gone on, I have found ways to, if I don't do it in the morning, to then do it in the evening. But one of the things that I will say that's extremely important is the planning and preparation for your power hour. So usually what I will do is I will look ahead at my week on Sunday and identify if there's days that I don't have that wiggle room to do it at a different time other than first thing in the morning. So on a day where we maybe have dinner plans or especially now that we're in summer, there's always stuff going on at night. But if we have events or things going on and I know that I'm not going to have the time to do it after my son's bedtime, then I know that getting up and doing it isn't no matter what. And so that helps me to balance because I know that every single day I'm getting that time in, and I know that every single day I'm going to spend my dedicated hour, if I have more time, to spend on my business. Also, one of the things that you'll find as your business takes off is that you are getting messages a lot. So much of our business is done mobile, on the phone or iPad or on the computer, but you'll notice that it's easy to kind of get wrapped up in it because there are people who are asking you questions all the time. Well, one of the things that I would suggest is kind of like any other business, if you need the parameters of business hours, set the parameters of business hours. Know that, during family time, you're not going to be on your phone. For me, I'm on the computer all day for my full-time job, so I do work full-time. So I do have a little bit of luxury there in that I'm on the computer, but for me, 4:30 to 8, I'm not on the phone, just because that's my family time. That's time when I am spending time with my son, making dinner, having dinner with my family. So it's just a matter of making sure that I've set that parameter. And then also looking for efficiencies. So I know that I'm going to post 2-3 times a day. There are days where I will I will put my images together in bulk. If I have an extra hour, I might be, watching my son ride his bike or something. So I might be sitting watching him do that, but I may also be creating my posts for the next couple days. I may be flagging recipes that I want to share. So when it comes time to actually share that recipe, all I have to do is, copy and paste from the notes on my phone and plug it in. So I've worked to identify ways to create balance, and there are ways that work for me, and they might not work for somebody else, but identifying ways to make things more efficient is super important. I also, one other thing that has helped me tremendously is tracking who I need to talk to. So usually if I'm going to do my power hour first thing in the morning, which for me is like 5:30 to 6:30, I, the night before, will note down who I need to reach out to the next day. That way, when I'm not fully awake and still sipping on my coffee, I know exactly who it is that I'm supposed to be reaching out to and contacting on that day. And there's actually a new program that I'm using that kind of helps me to work that out, so I don't have to necessarily do the work the night before, which is great. So there's tons of tools for efficiency, which obviously then helps to lead to good balance with the business. So I hope that helps understand how to balance it all. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Thanks.